Hello and welcome to Game Week 17 Premier League predictions. Last week I got 4 points, taking me to a total of 80 points. This week we're going to kick off with Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle last week went against Sunderland and they put up a terrible match, both sides. There was basically no chances from either side. Well, I'm going to stick to Newcastle here. No chances from Newcastle. The only chance that was put in was Voltemada's own goal. That was a terrible game. And also for Newcastle, there is no form of consistency for them. Their fixtures list is red, green, gray, red, green, gray. No consistency with these guys. As for Chelsea, they got a deserved win against Everton. Palmer is back on the scoring sheet. Way better in that game against Everton than he looked like then in the Bournemouth game. And then Gusto getting a goal and assist. An unexpected player to get a goal and assist, right? So good on him. And they desperately needed that win. That was their first win in 5. But when these two teams face at St. James's Park, Newcastle has won their last 3 encounters. And I think it's going to be a similar result here in this game. Newcastle this season at home are pretty damn good. They've only lost in 3 games. And that was Arsenal, right? Liverpool at the beginning of the season. And then Barcelona. They were all great teams, right? And yes, Chelsea is also a good team, but they just started to get good again, right? They have been struggling, but I still think it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna go ahead and say this ends in a 2-1 win to Newcastle. Next up, we have Wolves versus Brentford. Wolves, they faced Arsenal, and that's more like it. That is what we need from them. Nearly got that point, nearly, but it wasn't meant to be. They parked the bus to perfection. That was Arsenal's kryptonite. We all know that they can't break down low blocks, and they nearly got the point. As for Brentford, that was their worst home game so far in the season. And it was a draw. It was a 1-1 draw, and they have lost before, but even in that loss against us, they looked better. So honestly, I think they should have lost this game against Leeds, and that would have been 3 losses in a row. But still, they haven't won in 3 games in a row. So Brentford are not in good form. And when these two teams face at the Molineux, it's a toss-up on who gets the points. So either team can get it, but we also have to remember Brentford away from home are awful. So Wolves are going to have an advantage there. And if Wolves want to stay up in the league, they have to start picking up points. That loss against Arsenal is devastating. They could have gotten a point there. But here against Brentford, if they perform similar, they can get a result. That's why I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Wolves. City versus West Ham is next. City, a great performance against Crystal Palace. I do think a draw would have been fair if we would have gotten a draw, but we ultimately won 3-0. We were just very efficient with our shots. 6 out of our 7 shots were at the target, and 3 of them went in. And that is now 5 wins in a row for us. As for West Ham, I do think they got unlucky not to get anything against Villa. Their attack was good, but their defense, again, that defense is just hasn't been great for a while now. I think it's been like 3 years now. That Kilman, Todibo, Mavropanos, whoever you put there, it's just not great. Should have done better on Rodgers' goal. Should have done better not getting the own goal. And that is now 5 in a row with no win. But I'm going to make this quick. I think City should be winning this one, right? Especially with the absence of Wan-Bissaka and Juve. They're both going to be going to AFCON. It's going to be a bit easier for us. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we win here 3-1. Next up, we have Brighton versus Sunderland. Brighton, very disappointing performance from them. Again, they continue to be so wasteful with their chances. They create chances for themselves, but those shots are they just sky them. And they haven't won in 3 games now, so they are in a bit of a rut. As for Sunderland, like I said in the Newcastle segment, horrendous game. If Roofs is the man of the match with only 2 saves, that tells you something. And they didn't even score. It was an own goal, right? So Sunderland, bad game from them. Now for this matchup, Brighton have to pick up something. They have to. Brighton have only lost once in the league at home. So I expect them to get at least a point. Especially considering that Sunderland are missing like 4 starters. They're missing Traore. They're missing Reinildo. They're missing Sadiki. I'm missing one more player. But because of AFCON. And if you look at the predicted lineups, they're predicted to start Isidore and Mayenda on the wings. Those 2 are strikers. They're used as strikers, right? They have to be winning this game. If Brighton don't win this game, it's going to be just very, very embarrassing, in my opinion. Yes, Sunderland are going to sit back, make it tough for you, but they don't have a breakaway. They don't have anybody to take them the other side, right? So Brighton, and yes, Brighton are missing Baleba, but Baleba hasn't even been that good this season. Hopefully I'm right here, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Brighton win 2-0. Next up is Bournemouth versus Burnley. Bournemouth faced United last week, and it ended in a 4-4 draw. It was game of the week, right? One of the best games of the season so far. I don't understand how you score 4, even though you have been struggling to score recent years. Or not recent years, recent games. Bournemouth had failed to score in 3 of their last 5, but they managed to get 4 here. Make it make sense. So their attack did good, but their defense very leaky. But I still want to give a shout out to Senesi. He had a great game, and then Smith as well on the right back. So good game from those two defensively. As for Burnley, they faced Fulham, and it was a very open game. I expected a more defensive unit from both sides, right? But both sides were going for it. Still got the prediction right, Fulham to win. So Burnley continue their losing streak. And Bournemouth this season at home have only lost once. Burnley away from home has lost 7 times. Bournemouth should be winning here. They should get their first win in, I think, like 6, 7 maybe games. I don't know. They have to win this one, especially considering Burnley are missing some of their players because of AFCON. Foster's not going to be there. Twanzebe's not going to be there. Hannibal has a red card. He's not going to be there. And Bournemouth are going to be missing Tyler Adams. That is a miss, but we saw it against United. Without him, they managed to get 4. They become a more attacking unit. So Bournemouth should be winning here. I'm going to go ahead and say they win here 2-0. Next up, we have Spurs versus Liverpool. Spurs, after getting 2 clean sheets and a win in their last 2 games, they come here against Forest and lose and don't score. You see what I'm saying? There's no consistency with these teams. It's just random. Yeah, Spurs were awful. And their away form is crumbling. We can no longer say, oh, but they have good away form. They don't. They haven't won in a while. As for Liverpool, they get their win against Brighton with another Ekatike brace. So he's been in great form. He needs to start. Isak better not be touching the pitch. But yeah, a decent game from everyone. Even Salah, who no one knew he was going to come back, right? He came off the bench, had a couple moments, but he didn't score. And that is now 2 back-to-back clean sheets for Liverpool. So they are really improving their form. Even though Spurs at home is dog water, right? They're awful. And Liverpool away from home isn't the worst. They do get some points. I still think Spurs could do something here. I'm not going to go ahead and say Spurs get anything still, but I'm going to go ahead and say that they make it close. But Liverpool still win here, but I just want to put it out that Spurs are going to make it close. Probably won't, but Liverpool win 2-1. Next up is Leeds versus Crystal. Leeds faced Brentford last week, and they got a draw, but I do think they should have won that game. They continued their exceptional form. I thought they were going to drop against Brentford because it was at Brentford's home at the G-Tech, but no, they kept going. They did need better finishing, though. They had the better finishing. They would have won. But they are making some serious progress to stay in the league. And, I mean, if they continue this, they will. And Crystal Palace against City had majority of the chances, but just couldn't finish for once in the season. They're usually pretty efficient with their shots, but for once they weren't. Thank you. But Wharton and Pino both had solid games. I knew Pino was going to be a headache for us, but Wharton was also that. Now, this game is going to be at Ellen Road, and Leeds recently have been improving at Ellen Road. They have been picking up form, but Crystal away from home is the best team in the league. They have the most points away from home. So this is going to be a very tough game, but I'm going to say it ends in a 1-1 draw. Next up, we have Everton versus Arsenal. Everton are impossible to predict like majority of the teams in the damn league. The wingers got locked up. I thought they were going to have pretty decent moments. I thought they were going to have pretty decent games, especially Grealish, but we saw what Gusto did. Dewsbury Hall, he's injured for this game. And Jai is also going to be going to AFCON. Their attack is looking pretty bleak. And as for Arsenal, they had a big struggle against 20th place. The fact that they won with 2 own goals, because of 2 own goals, it's shameful. They had as many shots on target as Wolves. Like, if these guys win the league, bro, I swear. But yeah, they will be winning this game. Everton's attack is depleting, it looks like. Arsenal are getting players back, like Saliba. He will be playing this game, I believe. They should be winning this game comfortably. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Arsenal. Next up is Villa versus United. As for Villa, they faced West Ham, got their win 3-2, very tough match. Rodgers gets a brace, so he had a good game. But keep an eye out for Villa. Their next 3 games, including this one, they have Chelsea, Arsenal, and United, right? United this game. Tough games. If they get, I say, 4 points even, or even 5 points, they mean business. And as for United, they looked good for some parts. I guess the attacking parts. Defensively, they were pretty I mean, they conceded 4. Euro and Heaven have been shambolic this season. Very, very shaky. Maybe it's just not having enough experience, but they do need improvement. As the attacking side, Cunha did good. I think that was probably his best game in a United shirt. Bruno as well as always, and then Ahmad as well. But for this matchup, I mean, United are going to be missing Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mazraoui, Casemiro, because he's accumulated too many yellows. That right side is cooked, and that's Roger's side, who has been picking up form, and Maatsen, who was great against Arsenal. Yeah, Villa's gonna win here. I see them winning 3-1. Next up, we have Fulham versus Forest. Fulham went against Burnley and won, and that was their second away win in the league. And then Harry Wilson again coming in clutch for them, getting them a goal and 2 assists. And then Robinson is back as well. Sessegnon wasn't bad, right? But Robinson is the starting left back. As for Forest, they demolished Spurs. I thought Spurs was going to win, but they demolished Spurs. Sangara and Hudson-Odoi connecting for all 3 goals. Great game from those two. They absolutely peppered Spurs, so unexpected, but good on them. And they are also starting to be hard to predict. There's certain teams that are starting to piss me off. And I do think this game, even though some people may think Fulham has a straightforward game, they have been looking good, especially at home. But Forest, like I said, are unpredictable. They have Douglas Luiz coming back, Murillo's back, who both of them most likely going to play this game. They're off of a big win, 3-0. And then Fulham are going to be missing Chukwueze in the attack, Iwobi in the midfield, and Bassi in the defense. I mean, it's going to be a lot closer than what most people think. But I'm going to still trust and believe in Harry Wilson. So I think Fulham win here, but it's going to be close. 2-1. So those are my predictions for game week 17. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.